Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back, or welcome to my channel. My name is Lydia, and I just got back home from my second Walt Disney World vacation of this year. So I just wanted to do a quick recap of what we did, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then kind of go through a few different things that we purchased, like souvenir-wise. I hope this lighting is okay. I'm kind of rolling with what I've got. It always looks a little bit different in my viewfinder. It looks worse than it actually is. So we're just gonna make this work. But I just wanted to come on here and kind of do a recap from our trip and talk a lot about Standby Skipper and Genie Plus. Is it worth it? Is it not? And kind of go over a quick, like, what our plans for the trip were, how things went, what we did, what we didn't do, and just stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for clicking and watching this video. And let's get into it. So I really don't have a big plan for this. But I do have some notes on my phone that I'm going to be frequently looking down at. For some of the souvenirs, I don't have prices because I have like the sticker, like the color number, the color name on the back. So I will try and remember the best that I can what those prices were. And then there are some things that I will just be popping a picture in of, like our lightsaber, and then there are some things that I will just show you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I want to get into arrival day, what we did there, where we stayed. So we live in Alabama, and the drive is about an 8.5, 9-hour drive, depends on traffic, how many stops you make. So not as like long of a drive as some, but pretty long drive, but we enjoy doing it. We normally don't fly. We left here, we live in North Alabama. We left at 12 a.m. and we made it to Orlando, I think by, I don't want to tell you a lie. For some reason, I remember like 11:20. Let me double check that actually. So we actually arrived at like 10:30, 10:40, and we stopped at Walmart first and picked up some groceries, just some snacks, some things that everybody wanted to eat on, whatever. Walked around there for a little bit, and then we went to the outlets, and I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sure. It was on Vineland or Vineland. I don't know which way you pronounce it, but we went to those outlets, the Disney Character Warehouse, and I purchased 3 things. One I do not have, but I will pop in a picture right here. It is a fig pen that I purchased for my husband. He decided to park the car. If you've ever been to those outlets, you know that parking is a nightmare there. So just keep that in mind if you decide to go, but it is worth it. But he decided that he was going to park the car for us, and so I picked him up that pen that I just popped in, and then I picked up these 2 shirts that I saw in the park a month ago. So I came to Disney in March, the end of March, and saw these 2 shirts in the parks. So let me grab both of those and show them to you. So the first one, I'm going to just cover up my face, but is this one. It is the only size they had left was a 2XL, and there was this girl in like walking around the like the shirt display, and there was an extra large, and she like grabbed it before I could get to it, and so I was really bummed because I really love this shirt. And then it has this on the back. My mom thought it was a sticker, but I was super bummed because I wanted that shirt. And as we are waiting in line to check out, I see a worker putting up that shirt with a bunch of long sleeve sweatshirts. So I go over there, ask her about it. She said, no, all these are long sleeve. And as she walked off, I like dug through the shirts, and that one was sitting there. And then I got this shirt, and so please forgive me. I just pulled this out of the wash because I tried to get Disney stuff done, unpack and get ready for the week. But I purchased this shirt. It is like a crop top, purple. Love this. Purple is my favorite color. Love it. ta-da, whatever. So cute. I adore this shirt. And this one was in an extra large, I believe. But found both of those shirts plus the fig pin. And then the apparel was 20% extra off. So in total for the pin and those 2 shirts, I paid $30. So after that, we went to our room, and as soon as we arrived, like, onto Art of Animation property, our room became ready. So we had some things messed up. We were originally supposed to be staying in 2 separate rooms at Pop Century, and we had to change our trip around. So the only thing Disney could find for us was a family suite at Art of Animation. So I chose Cars for us to stay in. It was between Cars and the Lion King. Price-wise, that would be close, and so we chose Cars, and we got in the second building, and it was the building closest of the Cars, closest to the, I think it was the second building. Let me look really quick. I think it was the second building. No, we were in building 1, not 2. So we were in the closest building to the food court and that area, and like 10 out of 10. If you can request a building number 1 is just fantastic. There was a side door you could walk right out. We were right by the pool, but not close enough that it was loud. We were on the first floor. Really loved our room. I have I think a quick clip of me just like walking through. So if I do, I'll pop that in right here. But it had 1 separate bedroom with a bathroom, and then a table bed, and then a couch bed, and then a little kitchenette. We loved it. We fit 6 people in there very comfortably, and then there was another bathroom. So there were 2 bathrooms, a bedroom, and 3 beds total. So after we got all of our like stuff settled in, we went and picked up our mugs, ate lunch, and then hopped on the Skyliner and headed to some of the resorts around there. So we went to Pop Century, Caribbean Beach Resort, and then the Riviera. And we pin traded, and it was so much fun. So we hopped over to Pop Century first, and then got on the Skyliner and went to Caribbean Beach, and walked. The walk is very far for there, but this is just my tip. If you are going to do that, I would not stop at the Caribbean Beach Resort stop. I would go all the way to the Riviera and then backtrack to get to their lobby. But it was just a very far walk. That is a very big resort. But we stopped there and pin traded. That took us about 2 or 3 hours. We had a really good time. We originally were supposed to get all dressed up. This was the dress I was supposed to wear. We were going to get all dressed up and go eat dinner at Ohana's at 6. And like spur of the moment, we changed our mind. We were exhausted and really didn't want such constricting plans because we really wanted to prioritize the pin trading because that is just something that we love. We're not like super particular, you know, some people do not want fake pins, you know, or non-Disney licensed pins. We're not that, we don't care that much. We just like to go and check the boards out and see what they have. So we did that, and then we headed to Disney Springs. I'm trying to remember everything that we did there. I think we just walked around. We walked around Disney Springs, hit up some pin trading stores. I was going to wait in line for Gideon's. I wanted their April cookie. It was like the chocolate chip, toffee, crunch, whatever. The line was just way too long, so we ended up not waiting in line and didn't get that cookie, but that's fine. And we ate at Rainforest Cafe, which I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, Rainforest Cafe, why? We were there on a trip for my sister. She just graduated nursing school, and she went to Rainforest Cafe. It was really good. Whatever, it was fun. But we went and ate there, and then kind of split ways. My sister and my mom went to Port Orleans, French Quarter, I think, and got beignets. And my husband and I and my sister and her boyfriend went back to the room, showered, and went to bed. The next morning was our Magic Kingdom morning. We got up. I purchased Standby Skipper and Genie Plus for us. And and we went into the parks and really did not have to wait for anything all day. I also got us a Tron boarding pass. After we rode Tron in the morning, we decided that we needed to ride it again, so we bought an individual lightning lane for that and rode it that night, and we saw Mariah Carey. So as we were walking off the ride at 9:55, we run right smack into Mariah Carey and her party. Really cool experience. It was also my husband and I's anniversary. It was our second wedding anniversary, and so it was such a fun night. But back to the beginning of the day, we really utilized Standby Skipper. We got to watch Happily Ever After for the first time again after it being back. We had the most perfect spot. My husband and I, we went and took a nap in the middle of the day because we had gotten so much done with Standby Skipper and Genie Plus. We went and took a nap, came back, and met up with my family and got dinner. We ate at Pinocchio's Village House. Fantastic. Love Pinocchio's Village House. I got the flatbread, the all-meat flatbread. Fantastic. And then we really just snacked around a lot. So for this trip, for every trip, I have like a little bucket list of things. It's not a bucket list, like a list of things that I've seen on TikTok or whatever that I want to try. And so my biggest list was for Magic Kingdom and Epcot. So for the Magic Kingdom, I'm going to kind of go through what I did end up having. I didn't do much, but I got pixie dusted in at Sir Mickey's. That is free. You just go in there and you ask to get pixie dusted, and they have this cute little, I don't want to say ceremony because it's not a ceremony, but this sweet little moment. And then for breakfast, we got the sausage gravy tots at Friar's Nook. If you're from the South, this is just my opinion. I'm from the South. My family makes fantastic gravy. I would skip this spot. Like, it was very fresh. The gravy was really hot, but it was sweet. The gravy was sweet. So I would give that like a 2 or a 3 star. It was like not our favorite. And then, I'm sorry if you heard that. We just live around on the highway. And then my sister went and did the create your own popcorn at the confectionery. And I had that on my list, and I tried a bite of hers, and I did not enjoy it. So did not get that. They have a butter popcorn. And then they had 2 different options for popcorn, and none of the 3 different options, 2 others from the butter. Did not like any of those options, and I tried my sister's and did not enjoy it. So do with that what you will, but those were the 2 things that, or the 3 things that I did. I really wanted to try the peanut butter cookie pie from the confectionery, but we ate a Gaston cinnamon roll right before we walked through the confectionery, and I was just like sweetened out. So we had a really great first day. As my husband and I were heading back to our resort, this sweet little girl walked up to us and asked if we would pin trade with her, and that was just a fun little experience for us. So if I think of anything, I'll come back to MK, but like I said, this is gonna be a little all over the place. Our next day was Animal Kingdom. We did not get Genie Plus for this day. We just got up and kind of went with it. I will say, I almost ruined my feet this trip. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my shoes. I had 2 different pairs of Hokas, and they rubbed my toes. I had like little toe caps, which is gross, but I had 2 little toe caps. They did not do anything. The only thing that worked for me was, if you've seen those like cloud sandals, they look really funny. That was the only thing that worked for me. So Animal Kingdom, we rope dropped, went in, and headed straight back to Asia to ride Mount Everest, and it was closed. So, and it stayed closed until 2:30 that afternoon. So after we were told that, we went over to Dino Land and rode Dinosaur, and we were able to sit and stay on the ride and ride it twice. After that, we walked over to Pandora and rode Flight of Passage, and we waited way too long. In my opinion, we waited like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Picked up a Pumbaa popcorn bucket for my friend, and had so much fun taking pictures of Pumbaa. throughout the day. After that, we decided to go get lunch, and we didn't have any reservations. So we went to join the walk-up list for Yak and Yeti. And my mom is a Landry's member, so they told us it would be 15 minutes and then immediately sat us. Had a really good time, enjoyed, we all kind of shared. If you ever go to Yak and Yeti, do not worry about anything else on the menu other than the garlic noodles. Everybody wished that that's what they would have gotten. It was so cheap. It's just a side, but it is like a huge plate piled up with noodles. So, if you go to Yak and Yeti, share. Do not get your own food because the portions are so big. So we, after lunch, decided to go to the Maharaja Jungle Trek, and walked through that. As we got up to where the tigers normally are, Lucas and I go to Disney almost twice a year, ever since we got married, and we have never got to see the tiger ever. And as we were walking up, they were feeding her and calling her like closer to the fence, so we got to see that. And then we went over to Kilimanjaro Safari and literally had the best safari. Even the safari guide said that just multiple times, I've never seen this before. I have never seen this before. It was fantastic. It was like the best safari. All of the animals were out. The elephants were like throwing dust on their backs. All of the hippos were coming out of the water. There were a bunch of ostriches out and about. Just tons of giraffes like getting right in the middle of like the road. It was insane. There was just like so much cool stuff that happened. The only thing that I'm a little disappointed about is there were no lions to be seen. I don't know if they were like eating or taking a nap, whatever, but we did not see any lions, and he didn't say anything about them. Didn't even mention them. So who knows. After that, we went to look at the gorillas and stood there for such a long time. There is a new baby. I do not remember their names, but a little baby gorilla, and it was just rolling circles and circles and circles and playing with the monkey, the gorilla that was a little bit older than, I don't know if it's a he or she either. I think it was a she, but a little bit older than her, just rolling around. It was just so cute. After that, we split off again. It was later in the afternoon. No. After lunch, we went and rode Mount Everest, Expedition Everest, penetrated a little bit more, and then did all of the treks and stuff. And so after the treks, we split off. My husband, Dory, and myself, we went and got Starbucks and headed back to the room. And then my sister, her boyfriend, and my mom went and rode not Expedition Everest. They went and rode Flight of Passage one last time. And then I sat outside of the pool for a few hours in my sweatshirt and drinking a Diet Coke and just enjoying the weather. The weather this trip was absolutely just beautiful. So beautiful. The wind was blowing the whole time. It was not nearly as hot as our March trip. The crowds were fantastic. The only day that it was bad was in Hollywood Studios on May the 4th. What else can you expect? But we went to bed early and then got up for Epcot. We bought Genie Plus as we were walking through the gates, and so that kind of messed with us. The way that Standby Skipper like booked things for us was great. We had a Guardians boarding group and an individual Lightning Lane. And so we got to do those twice. The first one we got was September, which is our favorite. And then the second song we got was Iran, which I did not enjoy. But I have 5 out of the 6, so cannot complain. And so we did that and then had not a boarding group. Sorry. Genie Plus is very confusing to me. And like everything kind of, the wording, the verbiage just confuses me, but it's okay. So after that first individual Lightning Lane, we went over to Spaceship Earth, then came back and did our boarding group, and then Standby Skipper booked us Finding Nemo, and then Living with the Land, and then Figment, Journey into Imagination with Figment. We never got to do Soaring, but and it got us Mission Space while we were over at Guardians, which they're like next door neighbors. So we got everything done over in that area except for Soaring, and we were all so motion sick from Mission Space and then Guardians, and then some of the Nemo stuff made us a little nauseous, and so we were like done. It was lunchtime. We were all starving. We didn't eat breakfast that morning, so I sat outside while my sister and my mom went and did Journey into Imagination with Figment, and we saw Pooh catching butterflies, which I wanted to see in person since he started doing that. So after that, we headed into the World Showcase, and we ate around the world for lunch, and I think we did 3 laps total of the World Showcase, and it was so much fun. I had some really, really good food. But the one thing that we messed up on with Stand By Skipper is if you don't get those big ticket rides like Frozen and Remy's, there is a big chance, like we didn't get our boarding groups, not our boarding groups, we did not get those lightning lanes until 7:55 p.m. I think was the one, and then the next one was 8:35 to 9 p.m. And so we were right there at the end of the night, which ended up working out for us because we had Frozen, we had dinner in Italy at, I think it's Tutto Italia, that's what it was, Tutto Italia restaurant. We had dinner there, and then we went to France and rode Remy's, and it ended up being perfect. But just if you don't do those first, or at least one of them first, you're gonna wait all day long to get those because it's much harder to get those lightning lanes. So if you are really, really interested in like Frozen or Remy's, I would get Stand By Skipper focusing on one, and then after you get that first lightning lane, I would get Stand By Skipper focused on the other one, and once you sign into the other one, then it can start working on everything else. But I think that's everything for, we met up with 2 of our friends that live in Florida. They have annual passes, and they were down the same time as we were. We met them in the America Pavilion at 9:15, and the park's closed at 9, and we ended up staying until almost 10 o'clock. And so as we were leaving, we were the only people in the World Showcase. It was just so much fun. So we rode the Skyliner back to our resort and went to sleep and got up super, super, super early for Hollywood Studios. So Hollywood Studios is on May the 4th. It is crowded. But if you are any kind of Star Wars fan, it is so, so worth it. So we had Genie Plus this day also. And right out of the gate, it booked us Slinky Dog Dash. And that was the only thing that I had it looking for. And it booked a Slinky Dog Dash at 9 o'clock when the park officially opens. So we were going to rope drop Tower of Terror and got over there and it was closed. So we got us Starbucks and then headed over to Toy Story Land. While we were in line for Slinky Dog Dash, I was just randomly looking and found us a reservation to build a lightsaber. So I snagged that really quick for Lucas to build and for me to just watch. And if you were ever on the fence about paying for that for a member of your family or whatever that is a Star Wars fan, or for yourself, do it. It is an experience. Like, it is amazing. It is expensive, but it is amazing. So while we were waiting on that to come up, Stand By Skipper booked us the Alien Swirling Saucers and Toy Story Mania all right back to back. And so knocked out Toy Story Land in 30 minutes. Had the best time. Went and ended up being late to our lightsaber experience, and I think it's like a case-by-case basis, but they let us in. Praise the Lord. We were 10 minutes late because we got stuck in Toy Story Mania and then had to use the restroom before we went to experience the lightsaber thing for 30 minutes. So they let us in, had the best time as we were walking out to go to our boarding group for the exclusive Star Wars store. We ran right smack into Grogu and the Mandalorian, and that was like a bucket list experience for us. So the lightsaber was, and then this. So we met and got to see them, and then went and shopped at that little store. And after that, we had a Runaway Railway, Lightning Lane that this Standby Skipper booked for us. Did that, pin traded some more, and then went and ate lunch at Backlot Express. And after lunch, we went and did the Frozen show and went back to the room and napped for a couple of hours because we did not have Tower of Terror and Smuggler's Run until later in the evening. So went back, got rested. We wanted to take some pictures in Galaxy's Edge at night. Came back, did our 2 rides, and sat on the corner of Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard and watched the sun go down and just listened to the romantic, like, moody music. That was another bucket list item for me, a Disney bucket list item. I had the best time. Could have sat there all night long. And then we split off again, just Lucas and myself. We went to Galaxy's Edge. We were supposed to ride Rise of the Resistance, and my sister was getting her dinner at Woody's Lunchbox. And so we got some cool pictures of Lucas with his lightsaber at night. And as we were like rounding the corner to go to take his picture in front of the Millennium Falcon, hundreds and hundreds of people were in front of the Falcon with their lightsabers in the air on, just like chanting. We could not figure out what they were chanting, but I wanted to experience where I don't remember even what they say, but everybody turns on their lightsabers at one time. That was at 9:30 p.m. and we were already gone by then, but we did get to experience and take some pictures, and just like everything about Galaxy's Edge was just like amazing. There were so many fantastic costumes. People had their own costumes, looked like real Disney cast members. Just like, people just went all out. It was so cool. But just had the best time at Hollywood Studios. Like, it was crowded. The wait times were pretty bad, but like, it was worth it to at least experience one time for us. And so I may have missed some things, just watch the vlogs, but that was everything. That was a quick trip recap. I definitely think when it comes to buying Genie Plus, I think that Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios 100% are worth it. And then Epcot, it's really up to your discretion. Like, if you are wanting to do the countries, like Walk Around the World Showcase, I would recommend buying not Standby Skipper. I'm all kinds of confused. I would recommend buying Genie Plus because on our March trip, we just did Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom Genie Plus. And so we did all of the rides that we wanted to ride, but we really didn't have a lot of time to Walk Around the World Showcase. And so we really wanted to prioritize that this trip. So we made that last minute decision, and it was like 100% worth it. Animal Kingdom, I just don't see the need because there are not that many rides at all. And Flight of Passage is not even included in Genie Plus price, which is like the one thing that you would want to skip the lines for because everything else is not bad. If you like playing your day right, you don't have to wait for really anything. So that is just like my 2 cents on the Genie Plus stuff. I definitely would never ever do Genie Plus without Standby Skipper, ever. Never. It's just, I did not have to think about anything. Once I bought those that morning, it would just pick whatever and we would just do it. It's a lot more walking, especially at Magic Kingdom. It was a whole lot more walking. But there are ways you can watch, I think Bethany Vinton, she is a really good person to watch her Standby Skipper video because she does it a lot more often than I do. So she has a lot more strategies than I do. But it beats the standing still. I can walk all day long and be fine, but the standing still in line is what kills my feet. So definitely recommend pairing the two. I know it's a little bit extra money, but it really is worth it. And I do recommend, if you can ride Tron at night, it's so much better at night. The light cycle run, the new ride, so much more worth it. Like, I know it, again, is more money, but if you didn't do the virtual queue and just did the, like, riding it at night with the individual lightning lane, or wait until the afternoon and get a boarding pass, so worth it. At night, 10 times better. The canopy is all lit up. It was great. And then I will always recommend riding Guardians of the Galaxy twice. So get that virtual queue, the boarding pass, and buy the individual lightning lane. You will not regret it. It is just like a fantastic ride. So that was the parks. I think that's everything that I have to say about the parks. This trip, we were there from April, let me see, I think it was April 29th. I don't want to tell you wrong. We were there from April 30th through May 5th. And the only day that was like noticeably noticeably crowded was Hollywood Studios on May the 4th. Again, obviously. So if you, the weather, like, oh my gosh, the weather was just beautiful. We really didn't sweat much. I did get sunburnt pretty bad. If you can tell, my nose is peeling really bad in Epcot. So wear your sunscreen when you go to Epcot. There's no shade. Wear a hat, something, take care of yourself. But so I have just a few more, like, I don't want to say housekeeping, but I have just a few more things before we get into the souvenir portion of this video. So I did want to come in and talk about the fuel rod kiosks. I would definitely buy a fuel rod. While they don't fully charge your phone, I think it is so worth it to have that fuel rod to just be able to swap in and out. My tip is, I would definitely, before you go, find where those kiosks are going to be, especially Epcot. There are no fuel rod kiosks in any of the countries at the World Showcase, so you have to make a little bit of a trek to get your fuel rod. But I loved having a fuel rod. I didn't have to worry about charging anything. A lot of them are at the entrances of the parks, and so that helps a lot. You can swap it in when you get there, and then your resort should have one. My next tip, take care of your feet. I have always scoffed at people that are like, oh my gosh, you need to take moleskin and take different, you know, just everything. I've always just like, what are they talking about? But take care of your feet. Use moleskin. If you need to take 5 different pairs of shoes so that your feet rub in a different way, take them, because you will not regret it, but you will be miserable if you do not take care of your feet. And it just makes all the money that you've spent just not nearly as worth it if your feet hurt the entire time. If you can, prioritize midday breaks. If you have, especially if you have more than one day in a park, take the midday break. You're not gonna miss anything. You aren't gonna miss anything. Just prioritize taking a break, whether it's in the park or out of the park. We enjoyed our naps, leaving early. Just that really made, we were refreshed and ready to get going back in the parks after our midday breaks. Okay, so for my next thing, there are tons and tons of characters walking around. While we were at Epcot, we saw Alice and Snow White and Mary Poppins, Joy, Vanellope, just like with absolutely, not absolutely, but like very minimal waiting times for all of those characters. Peter Pan in Magic Kingdom, Peter Pan and the stepsisters, Drizella and Anastasia, just like all over the place. Everywhere you walked, you would just kind of like run into characters. In Hollywood Studios, Frozone and The Incredibles, Mickey and Minnie, Donald and Daisy, just like the whole trip. So many characters. If you have a choice in your room, especially at Art of Animation, I would not recommend staying at Art of Animation in the Little Mermaid rooms. That is just my opinion. While Little Mermaid is one of my favorites, the walk and distance from everything makes it really, really hard for me to recommend staying there. Pop Century in a preferred room, especially for the price at Art of Animation. Pop Century in like a preferred room, like 100% would recommend that. But I have a very hard time recommending just like the standard room in at Art of Animation, just because of the distance from everything that it is. And after like walking all day long, having to walk a quarter, I think it was a total quarter mile for us. So that's a half a mile, an extra half a mile a day if you like open the park and close the park and don't come back. So some days when we did like our rest days in my March trip, we walked a whole extra mile. And so that's just a whole lot of walking. So if you have a choice, I would definitely, I'm sorry, my hair is just really bothering me. If you do have a choice, I would definitely pick my room wisely. Limit the items that you take in the park if you can, especially if it's a hot day. On my March trip, I took a whole backpack and I was sweating. It was heavy, it was obnoxious. So if you can get by with just a fanny pack, like for me, I have the camera stuff, and so that made it a little bit harder to take a smaller bag. But if you can, I would definitely recommend it. Gets you through security faster. You don't have to carry it, like it's just not as big of a weight. And like, especially as we get into the summer, it is way too hot to be carrying a big old backpack full of heavy stuff into the parks all day long. My next tip is if a restaurant offers mobile order, do it. So on our March trip, we had a gluten allergy, and that like saved us. You still have to wait, but you get your food so much quicker. You don't have to wait in line. And we like heavily utilized mobile order on this last trip with my family, because everybody was ordering from different places. We're all paying with the same card, and so it just like, mobile order is the way to go. I only have just a few more things. What we realized specifically in March, like the peak hot times are from like anywhere from 3 to 5 p.m. So to like go back with the like taking midday breaks, I would eat lunch and then go back to the room and come back in the evening if you can, because in March it was almost too hot to function. We were frustrated and sweating and just absolutely zapped by the end of the day. And then pair that with having to walk a long way, it just, find yourself something to do inside, or I would definitely take a midday break during those times if the weather is predicted to be really hot during your trip. One of the last things that I wanted to share about that we very heavily used in March for our girls trip is Photo Circle. It is an app that you just upload all your pictures, and it is like easily downloadable. They stay there, they don't take up as much room. You don't have to like send your pictures through text message and then get lost or take forever to get there. We really heavily used Photo Circle during our March trip. Let me go back. We uploaded 1,112 pictures into our Photo Circle from this trip. From that trip, my family didn't use it nearly as much. That's fine, but we took a whole lot of pictures on our March trip, and I really love to just go back and look through the Photo Circle and kind of look at the fun things that we did. I will leave links down to I'll leave a link down below for Photo Circle. It's just an app that you download onto your phone. And my last tip is just have fun with it. You can always go back, maybe not always, but you can't get everything done in one trip, so don't try to. Just go with the flow, be flexible. You know, it's nice to have a plan, but it's also so nice to be able to cancel the plans and just ride by the seat of your pants and just enjoy yourself, because if you don't get that reservation that you want, you can always eat somewhere else, join the walk-up list. I have just found that it is a whole lot more fun to go with the flow and just kind of have a plan, but not like a concrete, very strict plan. With all that being said, let's get into what you really are here for, which is everything I purchased from this trip. Okay, so the first thing that we purchased when we arrived were the reusable mugs. We buy these every time we go. It is just so worth it. These are, I want to say $21.99, so after tax $23, which you're thinking, oh my gosh, yeesh, so expensive. But especially if you have a room close to the pool or the like the food court, it is 100% worth it, because sodas are like a soda cup with one, I don't even think you can refill it. It's like almost $4. And so at the I think it was cool. The drop-off pool bar has a 24-hour soda fountain, and so it is just so worth it to get these cups if you have rest days, or if you're gonna go to the pool, or if you drink a lot like I do. It really is worth it to get these mugs. You can't fill them up in the parks, but I do highly recommend, especially I would definitely not. I wouldn't say definitely wouldn't. It's a lot less worth it if you stay in the Little Mermaid rooms, in my opinion. We stayed in the Little Mermaid rooms at Art of Animation in March, and we were like a half a mile away, not a half a mile, a quarter mile away, I think is what it was. We were a very, very long walk away from the food court, and so it really didn't make a lot of sense to buy the cups. But these are the cups right now for the 100th anniversary. This was mine. I had the purple handle and lid, and then Lucas had the same cup with the silver handle and lid. The next item is a free item. So since we go every year on our anniversary, this year was no different. We always get buttons. They made me fill out this one, but it's fine. You just ask a cast member where the buttons are, and they will give you one. This was ours. We have one from our honeymoon, our 1-year anniversary, and now our 2nd anniversary. This is one of my favorites. Word around, everybody congratulated us. It was so sweet. And even like some of the character interactions, Lucas was not with me for a lot of them. He's just not into characters, and so I wanted him for the vlog. Love meeting with characters. And a lot of them, if they were face characters, they would ask where he was, congratulate us. And then Joy, I met her and she pointed at my button and asked where he was, and it was just a lot of it was just so much fun. Love it. Everybody talks to you, everybody congratulates you, everybody has something to say about it. So this is a free souvenir, and I would definitely cash in on that. So the next item, which is the first souvenir that I purchased, was a Tron magnet. We need some magnets on our fridge, and it is a new ride. The new souvenir shop outside of Space Mountain, that you come out of Space Mountain, is a Tron souvenir store. So they had a bunch of different cool ones, but this is the one I ended up going with. It was red, and I want to say that red was $9.99. It's like a very thick metal magnet, but I love it. Keeping with the theme, we got a Guardians of the Galaxy magnet, because this is our 100% favorite ride. This one was also $9.99. Love it. There's not much else to say about it. Cannot wait to have these hanging out on our fridge. I'm gonna walk by and I'm gonna remember the fun times that we had on the ride. Okay, so I don't want to say category, but the next category is mugs. So I have been collecting the Been Here mugs since 2019, my senior trip, and I have the Magic Kingdom and the Animal Kingdom. Every time I have gone to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, they have not had any of the Been There mugs. And so as we were walking through and doing our first Starbucks run of the day, I found a Hollywood Studios Been There mug. Let me put this mug down. I'm going to drop it. I found a Hollywood Studios Been There mug to add to my collection. I don't love that it is the 50th and the rest are not, but I just went ahead and did it anyway because I really wanted this mug and I wanted to add another one to my collection. On that note, we had our friends hunting for the Epcot one, and they could not find it. So that means I just have to go back. But in the exclusive Star Wars store, we found another Been There mug, and they had 3 new Been There mugs. And Lucas and I decided on this one. It is a Mustafar, I think I said that wrong, maybe not, a Mustafar mug. And so thought that one was super, super cool. I'm not gonna make it like a thing of collecting like the Star Wars mugs, but we did think this one was really, really, really cool. So cannot wait to put those in my mug cabinet. Okay, so the next 2 things that I purchased, the last 2 things that I purchased are pins. And so we purchased this pin. We purchased this pin at the exclusive Star Wars store. It is a May the 4th be with you pin. Super, super cute. They had this pin option, I think it was $17.99, and then a very large pin that was like $54. And so we just decided to get this one, that this one was going to work. And then we purchased this Guardians of the Galaxy. It matches the magnet. Seeing that this is my favorite ride, I wanted a pin to kind of commemorate it. So these are the only 2 pins that I purchased. Oh, nope, that is a lie. These are 2 of the bigger pins that I knew what I was purchasing and purchased. I did buy a Tiny Kingdoms mystery pin box, and I will show you what I got from those mystery pin boxes when they come up. I'm about to show you what we traded for on this trip, but that is everything that we bought. The Guardians pin was $11.99 or something like that. I don't remember now, but love those 2 pins. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to show you is pins that we ended up bringing home. So we took a lot of pins to trade, and these are the ones that we kept that we did not go with. Some of these are going to go into our traders, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys. And Lucas has some for himself. These are just everything that I traded for. I don't know, I did not keep up with his, but in the Morocco Pavilion, this little girl traded me this Peter Pan pin. It is a set, this Peter Pan and then Wendy, and I wanted to buy these pins forever. She did not have the Wendy, but she did have the Peter Pan, so she traded me for one that I had just traded for. It was like a Mad Hatter pin. And the next pin I think we also got in Epcot. No, it was Hollywood Studios as we were leaving to go to take our naps. Traded this skateboard pin for Lucas. So the next thing I traded and came home with is this Simba fanny pack. I think this is a mystery pin pack. This will be going into one of our traders. I don't really care much about it, but this is just what I came home with. So if you're looking for this one, just let me know and we can work something out. The next thing is this Carousel of Progress pin. Carousel of Progress is one of my favorites because it's one of my dad's favorites. And as we were walking into Hollywood Studios, we ran into Penny Poppins, which is the trash can that has pins all over it in Hollywood Studios. And that was a very fun experience. But I came home with this one and I will definitely be keeping it. The next pin is just a sadness pin. I won't be keeping this one either. It will just go into our traders. Okay, so these next 2 are the ones that I got in the Tiny Kingdoms. The box comes with 3, and I traded one away. It was little macarons, Mickey shaped macarons, however you say it. But the first one is this teeny weeny tiny chip cast member name tag. So cute. Love it. I don't know if I'll keep it. Maybe I'll trade it for a pin that I just really want, but it is very, very cute. So the next one from that pin pack is just a gold. It is Disneyland. It says Disneyland. I would definitely trade this one for, this says Hong Kong Disneyland, I think, actually. This is a Hong Kong Disneyland pin, and I'll probably put that in our traders too. The next pin, which will probably also go into my traders, is a Hercules pin. I think it's really cute, but not something that I absolutely just have to have and keep. Also, another one that I will probably put into our traders, but I did want to hold on to it for just a little bit to say that I had it, is the dresser armoire from Beauty and the Beast. super cute pen, but I don't have any kind of collection with Beauty and the Beast. So if you want it, we can figure out a way to get it to you. Next, I found this in the not the gift shop, in the food court at our resort at Art of Animation. It is just a pen that says Bippity Boppity Boo. Don't know if I'll keep this one. I would probably trade it for the right thing. Nothing really fancy, just super cute, bippity boppity boo. I love Cinderella, so I had to have it for just a little bit. Here is another pen that is going into our trader jar. It's just a little Yeti. I wanted to hold on to it for a little bit, but not something that I just like absolutely have to have and keep. Here is yet another one going into our trader jar. It is the kids from Nightmare Before Christmas. I do not have to keep this one. I just wanted this in my possession for a little bit because it was cool. I like to trade for pens that I haven't seen a lot. Not necessarily that I want to keep, but I just want to hold on to for just a little bit and say that I got to have it and enjoy it and then trade it away. I traded for this Captain Hook. I don't really have like collections, but I will probably be keeping him because I do love Peter Pan, and if I was going to start a collection, it would be a purple pen collection, Peter Pan collection, and the Little Mermaid collection. So, and probably like Disney parks, but I'll probably keep him. I think it's a really good quality pen, and it's kind of small, but I do love the Captain Hook. The next thing that we found that I'm probably going to give to my mother-in-law is this sweet little Piglet pen. So cute. I don't even know if this is Disney licensed. I don't think it is, but super cute little pen. And if she doesn't want it, then I'll probably put it in my Trader's jar. The next pen that I have that I will probably keep only because we had so much fun laughing about it is this pen from Finding Dory. I don't even remember his name, but every time we talked about this pen, saw this pen, we would make his noise. So he kept falling off of my bag, and every time he did, we would all make the noise. So just for the memories, I will probably keep this one for sure. My last two pens that are for myself, and then I have two that I traded for Lucas right before we left. So here is, I think it's Bashful. I have a Sleepy pen that I got last trip and found him. These I do not think are like Disney park pens, but they are nice looking. They may be like Box Lunch or something, but I don't think they're like Disney pen trading pens. But if I could find the rest of the Seven Dwarfs, I would love it. They're just so cute, and they're little. And my last pen, and probably my favorite, is this Tiny Kingdoms Sorcerer Mickey hat. It is so itty bitty, and I just love it so much. Oh, I love it. Tiny pens. I love them so stinking much. I have a tiny little Dumbo that I traded for last trip, and it's just so cute. The last two pens are from my husband. Almost all of his pens are Star Wars, and so he found this pen and this pen as we were leaving our resort Friday afternoon or Friday morning. So I traded those for him. So I'm sure he'll be glad to have those now that I'm finished. I had such a good time filming both of these trips. That last video from my first trip should already be up by now. And I don't know if I'm going to post this before or after the trip videos go up, but I wanted to get it filmed so I can put my magnets on the fridge and get my mugs put up, washed and put up. And so everything's like really fresh on my mind as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask down below. If you have any comments, whatever, I am really good about answering back. I'm really passionate about Disney. I'm really passionate about going to Disney. I love booking the trips. I would love to be a travel agent one day that focuses on Disney Universal trips. It is just something that I just really enjoy. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will try my best to answer them. Thank you guys again so much for watching and supporting, liking, commenting, subscribing. We are on our way, if we have not already reached it, we are well on our way to meeting my my subscriber goal for the year, which was 100 subscribers. I think right now we're at 76, and it's May 7th right now. So we are at 76 subscribers and my goal was 100, and I am just blown away with the support and the love, and I'm just so thankful that each and every one of you are here, whether you're friends or family in real life, or you are friends and family here on the internet. I'm just so thankful that you're here, and that you guys enjoy listening to me talk and enjoy just kind of following me around. I'm really excited to get back into the home vlogs and you know, weekend vlogs and stuff like that. I'm throwing around so many different ideas for videos that pertain to Disney and don't, but I'm gonna finish this by saying I'm just so thankful that you're here, and I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see who else joins us, and I hope that you stick around. Again, please comment, ask questions. If you want me to have a Q&A video about Disney or a Q&A video about myself and my life, to introduce myself, comment down below. But thank you so much, and I will be back in the magic hopefully very soon. This is going to be a lengthy video, so if you've watched it till the end, thank you so much. I will see you guys real soon. Bye guys.